Welcome to News Today, a PodNu service. Momentum is a must for any team that wants to win the league, and Liverpool have a lot of it right now, which is good for them. Liverpool won 2-0 at Arsenal on Wednesday, which means that Manchester City may be worried that they might have to settle for second place in the Premier League after all, even though it looked like a one-horse race at first. 2 goals in the second half at the Emirates made it Liverpool's 9th straight league victory and put them just 1 point behind the leaders, Manchester City, who they play at home on April 10th. Over their last 9 games, City has lost 7 points. As a result, they have opened the door for Liverpool to win the title for the second year in a row. Manager Jurgen Klopp said, "We've obviously had a good period. It's what we need. We're 1 point behind Man City, but it's still the same. We have to win football matches. We then face City, then all the others." If you look at City's games, they haven't been terrible. On February 19th, they lost 3-2 at home to Tottenham Hotspur, which was their first league loss since October. City and Liverpool have been so close to each other over the last 4 years that every point they lose is important to both teams. It was a surprise for Manchester City when they played Crystal Palace on Monday and drew 0-0. Liverpool still had to beat Arsenal to make the most of it. When Klopp's team faced Mikel Arteta's resurgent team at the Emirates, it was no doubt a more difficult task. The Gunners have won 5 straight league games and are unbeaten in the Premier League since January 1st. During the first half, Arsenal was bright and adventurous. There was a sense that Liverpool would be more likely to step up a gear or two after the break, and so it was. On 51 minutes, Alisson made a big save to keep Martin Odegaard from scoring from close range. If he hadn't done that, the game might have turned out differently. But the goalkeeper is as important to this team as Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, and he proved it with that important save. As soon as Alisson took the challenge, Klopp's side were ahead. Jota ran onto Thiago Alcantar's pass and hit the near post for his 7th goal in 7 games for Liverpool against Arsenal. There were no more Jota touches in the game, as Firmino came on before the second half started. It was a smart move by Klopp, as the Brazil international made it 2-0 7 minutes later. The goal was scored by Andy Robertson, who got rid of Bukayo Saka on the left and then broke the line and let Firmino flick past Ramsdale. At 2-0, the game was over. Liverpool had the upper hand and Arsenal's recent revival was over, so it was over. But even though Arsenal lost to the big teams, that doesn't mean that Arteta's team has the same flaws as the old team did. They have only scored 3 points from a possible 21 against the so-called Big Six this season. Arsenal now has a name and a clear path ahead of it, which is what the truth is about this team. Younger than Liverpool, they don't have the experience to play well. Saka, Odegaard, Gabriel Martinelli, and Emile Smith-Rowe are all bright stars who will only get better. In the game against Liverpool, Ramsdale was to blame for the first goal and should have done better with the second. But he has made Arsenal better since replacing Bernd Leno, and Ben White has become a more consistent player at centre-back. There's no doubt that Arsenal are a long way behind Liverpool, but their race is all about 4th place and making the Champions League. If that happens, then they have a foundation from which they can build to compete with Liverpool and City in the years to come, and they can do that now. I don't think the result reflects the performance, but in the box they had the decisive moments, Arteta said. They put the ball in the net twice. The top 2 have set other standards again this season. To cope with that, I have to congratulate the team, but we're here to win football matches, and today we didn't do it. We can say that Arsenal's main rivals for 4th place are Tottenham and Manchester United as well as West Ham United. The Gunners have been more consistent than any of them, so they can't let their confidence be hurt by losing to a Liverpool team that may be one of the best in the world right now. There's no stopping Liverpool right now, and they could still win the quadruple. City knows this, and they're not happy about it. City are now in a title race again because Liverpool have the big MO, and it could lead them to a historic victory. They may have taken their foot off the gas because it was getting too easy. In the last 9 league games, they have won all of them. If they win their next 9, Liverpool will be champions, and they will be.